You know what I like to do every time after I die? A nice little spot of meditation. Helps calm the nerves and all. Okay, so since I've thoroughly explored the first two areas as far as I can tell, although maybe there's another one of those endless horde challenge areas in the second area that would give me another, like, character action style upgrade. Seriously, I can't believe there's a frickin' stinger in the game. I'm looking forward to testing out how useful that is, but aside from that, in the hidden Elder Shard fragments, the only place I have left to make progress in is the third area. And it looks like I can make quite a bit of progress there. There's so many places that I haven't properly explored thus far. So we have this locked area over here. I'm pretty sure that the lock icons, ability gates, are supposed to glow when I can actually access them. If I recall, when I went over here before, there was one of those grapple points, but otherwise there didn't seem to be anything I could do there. Maybe I just need to grapple from it and then go over to the right side, and there'll be something there, but that's... the fact that it's not glowing suggests that maybe I can't do anything there just yet. So I think rather than head there, I'll put that off for a little bit since it may be a bit of a bust. I think I'll head downward this way first, since that is an early available path and I haven't been down there at all yet. Given I've mostly explored the upper portion, heading down is probably where the third mini-boss is going to be. And I'd like to take them down post-haste. Oh, or it's just a passageway back to the first area, the Valkyrie base. Well, that doesn't mean there can't be a mini-boss here, so it's worth exploring anyway. Not much in the way of treasure either, sadly. Let's see, is this a hidden one? It's hard to tell. I might have gone too far down. Oh, and there's our first enemy, and Aberration. I gotta say, I remember the regular Aberrations being a bit stronger. I guess I've gotten enough passive damage buffs now that it's no longer as big of a threat. So that's good. They kind of clip into the environment here, which is a bit of an odd issue. Oh, okay, I got two cultists after me. I should have thought about equipping the shield piercer perk here. Well, if I die, I'll consider that. Oh, yep, especially since they are Tix cultists. That is the funniest, like, whatchamacallit, prefix that an enemy could have, I think, because Lith is like, that sounds frightening and mysterious and arcane and esoteric. But Tix sounds like the word tick, which just sounds silly. I wonder if those prefixes are related to Lovecraft at all, like if they're actual words from his books. It's been long enough since I've read a Lovecraft novel that I honestly have no idea. Or if they were just made up whole cloth by the game. I could see either as being the case. Okay, I got a few ghastly apparitions that are annoying to deal with. Maybe just do the cannon there, just to reduce the cultist's health. I'm gonna end up getting swamped by enemies, I realize, but I'd like to finish them off, just to have a little bit of peace with which I can actually check out the map. Also maybe figure out how the hell I'm supposed to get over to this treasure chest. I guess I need the gravity boots for it. Yep. Just a regular old corrupted treasure, not that I expected much different. So yeah, coming down here was purely a waste of time, which is kind of a bad thing in this game, since the longer you're out, the closer the gong will be to ringing, and the worse off condition you'll be in. Because once that gong starts, it's basically a timer counting down to your death. At least that's been the case for me thus far. Maybe someone more skilled at the game would be able to deal with the gong hordes, but I certainly can't. Hey, I found the secret passageway. There's only a limited number of options, and I exhausted all the other ones, so it was guaranteed that I'd find that. And the gong hasn't sounded just yet, so I can still afford to explore somewhat. Maybe if the enemies will follow me up here, I'll be able to deal with them a bit more easily. The environment really isn't conducive to me doing well in combat. Oh wow, lots of ghostly enemies. I wonder if their rate of appearance is affected by how many abilities you've upgraded. That would make sense, and it would explain why they seem to be appearing more often now. Oh, and there's the gong. Alright, well, countdown to my death starting soon enough. Yep, and here's where all the enemies start spawning in and dealing with cultists as well. Yeah, I did not make very good use of my time exploring this area here. In fact, well, if I do die, it doesn't really matter, so there's no point in returning to the sanctuary myself. I might as well just continue on and see if I can't progress. Alright, I actually made use of grappling onto the enemies, because they can act as a potential grapple point. Ooh, do the enemies despawn if I meditate? I would hope so. Nope. In fact, they, wow, they really did not think this out well at all, did they? I'm still in the menu while being battered around by the enemies. What happens if I die here? I'm curious. I want to see if I can glitch it out at all. And I would like to die just to reset this spawning. Oh wait, it's not going to work because of my revival kill skill. Dang. Does resting here recharge one of those uses? I don't know if it does. Because that use doesn't seem to be indicated anywhere on the HUD, so I'll just hope that it does. If not, I'll find out eventually, I'm sure. Alright, so heading down there. Well, I finished off exploring that direction, so it's not a complete bust, I just didn't get much from it. There's a few paths I can go there. I guess I can check out that ability gate. Maybe I'm misremembering that it flashed when I was able to access it. I know very well not to trust my memory too much. However, that certainly is one thing I remembered, that ridiculously loud elevator noise. It's a shame because otherwise the audio mixing in this game is pretty solid, but that is a point where it majorly fails. Yeah, I'd best get off here, I think. Oh, okay. I was trying to pronounce that, but I started looking at it a bit too late. The title cards disappear so quickly, you never really get a proper chance to read them. Might have been better if I had taken the upper path, but oh well. And hey, glide immediately coming in handy. Ah, I wish I had had this when I was exploring this area before. It would have been so useful. It still is now, but considering I've explored like half of the area, it kinda sucks that I didn't actually have this ability until now. Alright, here comes some aberrations. Honestly, they're not too threatening to deal with as long as they're not too active with their... It's not really warping, is it, since they are actually physically moving, but, you know, moving around the screen. That's the thing that makes them so difficult to deal with, is that actually running after them and finishing them off can be surprisingly difficult. I suppose I can make use of the grapple ability, but the fact that I can't reliably aim it is... Oh, Endless Hordes area, time to speed through. The fact that I can't reliably aim it is definitely a pitfall of the ability's usefulness. Because even if I aim towards something I want to grapple onto, if there's something else close by it, I may end up grappling onto it instead. Okay, we got one of those sentry drones who have the most annoying attack. It does a lot of damage and it has ridiculous range. Way too good range in my opinion. Yeah, I'm just... Ooh, okay. Another one of them. Yeah, Medusozo, or whatever the fuck it is. I guess, yeah, with between them and the cultist, it's probably going to be worth equipping the Shield Piercer perk. The cultists I can take out immediately, and them I can take out much more quickly. So yeah, I think next death I'll slap it on, assuming I don't forget. Okay, and then we have a different variant of the Medusozo, I guess, considering that they're a different color. Oh, okay, no, that just indicates that they're about to attack. Fair enough. Okay. Yep. These guys combo rather nastily. No surprise there. I'm just gonna keep running. Okay. I'm letting my shield recover now. I managed to avoid damage. I guess the one downside to that attack of theirs is that it does have a very slow startup, but unless you start booking it immediately, you're always gonna end up taking some damage, and if you're pretty close, you're going to take a lot of damage. And that's why I find that attack so gosh darn annoying. It makes them really bad to fight too, because when you're fighting them you have to be close by. And in that case, actually dodging that attack isn't really possible. At the very least, it's prohibitively difficult. Alright, well, got a perk, so that's something. Energy Absorb. Oh, that's a new one. Nice. It's been a while since I've obtained a new perk. I've mostly been getting upgrades as of late. I'm assuming that was the goal of this area. Interesting that there appears to be one of those purple challenge orbs. I'm gonna end up dying here anyway, so I might as well try and go after that. Hey, and it looks like the game is trying to give me a bit of a help here. Oh, with the fact that I get that health flask. Oh yeah, glide is so useful, and again, I love the fact that in this area... Oh, I think I'm out of the Endless Hordes area, maybe? I'm not sure, it's hard to say. But yeah, I love that the openness of the level design here actually lets you end up traversing through rooms in an odd fashion like that. That's really cool. So I noticed that the top of the screen got all shadowy. I wonder if that's indicating perhaps the fact that that I can't actually get out of here until I take down this challenge. That might be the case. I'm probably not going to do that because of all this shit here. Again, I really wish the cannon did not take energy because that is consistently killing me. I end up wasting all of my energy with the dodge rolls that I kind of need to do to survive. Oh yeah, I'm dead. And then I don't actually have the energy to fire the cannon, which is the only way I can really damage groups of enemies effectively. I feel like it should have just been ammo or had its own separate cooldown, rather than using the same energy meter. That's just me though. I think that giant red enemy that appeared was a Lith version of that one mini-boss I fought. The, what are they called? The names in this, as strange and bizarre as they are, perhaps because of that, aren't terribly memorable. Alright, well let's see what that new perk I got is. A 50% chance to regain energy every time I land a critical hit. But it reduces critical hit damage. That's not bad. If I had a higher critical chance, that would definitely be worth going for. As it is... Yeah, as useful as Health Charm is, honestly, having an extra healing flask isn't too useful. Simply because if I do end up in a tight spot like I did there, it doesn't matter how much healing I have, I'm gonna go down eventually. Just due to the ridiculous onslaught of enemy attacks. I'm not saying it's not helpful, just that I think having Shield Piercer would be more useful. Where is Shield Piercer? There it is. I like that the different ranked perks are actually colored differently. That lets you tell them apart at a glance a bit easier. At least when you have ones of varying ranks. Yeah, this lowers my shield regeneration rate by 40%. Hopefully that doesn't screw me up too much. Alright, so I've explored that Endless Horde area to completion, it looks like, right? Yeah, oh wait, there's one room I haven't been in, but surely there couldn't be something there, right? I'm just gonna hope that's the case. I can always head there later if there is something there that I need to find. Okay, so at some point I'm gonna have to start taking care of these cannon things. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go all the way back up to the top, and I don't have an easy way of doing that. My last shortcut is there. So if and when I want to do that, I have to go there, then go all the way up and take down that one. It's gonna be a bit of a trek. And I do want to find the last mini-boss first so I can corrupt the gravity boots. Alright, there's another shortcut over there that I can probably get to. There shouldn't be anything locking me from it. But I do kind of want to check out this ability gate over here. I have no idea what it possibly could be guarding, so I want to find out what it's guarding all the more. I guess combining the grapple ability, especially the corrupted variant that I have, along with the glide, should allow me to explore that room thoroughly. So assuming I can find whatever is there now... I don't know how to complete that thought. Ultimately, I'm hoping that this isn't just going to be a waste of time. Because then I'll be quite upset. At least it's not too long of a trek over to there. In fact, I should be able to reach there even before the gong sounds. Maybe not if I waste time going after these secrets. Oh yeah, I'd forgotten that the Tix variant enemies were just regular foes here. And I had also forgotten about the wind. Ugh. Still not a huge fan of that and how it affects your momentum and that's how you platform. It's not a gimmick I'm fond of. Maybe if it had showed up earlier in brief instances so you had a chance to get used to it, but the fact that it only shows up here when you're also dealing with the increased difficulty of the tougher enemies and other gimmicks like those grabby void hands, just not a fan of that. Okay, let me see if I can't take care of these enemies first so they don't screw me up when I try and platform. Oh, speaking of enemies, I have a lot of them to deal with. At least most of them are shadow variants. You know what? Screw it. Crap. I screwed up. Shit. I might have screwed my chance to actually make it anywhere here. Oh, nope. Okay, I survived. Thank you, glide ability. You saved my bacon. Yeah, it's just well, you basically have to cross a death void to make it over here into this Endless Horde's place. And I like that they give you multiple avenues of doing so. Okay, dear Notoctus, don't want to deal with that. Like, you can either just make use of the grapple ability, but I think even without it, you might be able to make it just with the glide. And that's pretty darn cool. Yep, I know how these areas... Okay. Right, yeah, so they have the annoying laser that the god dudes do, and they have those tentacles which end up knocking me away, which is kind of really bad. Okay, no, that's right, the glow is not the laser attack that those eyeball enemies have. It is the tail for the tentacles, right, I had forgotten about that. Okay, not a fan of this spot. That's for dang sure. Okay. Well, my revive skill is so gosh darn useful, damn. Not a fan that, where I respawn, I can still end up taking... Can I not proceed here? Did I come here for nothing? If I came here for nothing, I'm gonna be hella mad. Yeah, I think I came here for nothing. Unless I can just venture off into the void. Nope. It was worth a shot. I guess maybe I can do something to clear that stuff away. There's clearly a reason that that room has to exist, yeah? Because why else would it be off to the side? I wonder if whatever main item is in that Endless Horde area is accessible now? If it's behind that shadow void, or if it's just somewhere else in that area. Well, let's check out the map after I pick up an upgrade here. There we go. And see what the room configuration looks like. Because yeah, there's this lower area here that I didn't explore. Let's check out there. Oh great, I've got enemies on my tail while heading into this area, although presumably they shouldn't be able to follow me all that well. Assuming that it is the case that they actually have to physically follow me, and that they won't just be spawned. In fact, I think they might have just spawned close by, and then came up from off screen with their tentacles, yeah. Okay, there's a whole bunch of grabby hands there, so I can tell by that black void on the map, so I do have to head the way I did last time to make it back up. That does suggest that that lower area is progress of some sort, and will likely have something that's useful. Yeah, I have to platform really quickly here, because if I laze around for even an instant, I'm gonna be battered around by those tentacles. And if that ends up happening in a corner like it did last time, I'm just gonna eat a whole bunch of damage. As well as just wasting time, which gives more enemies time to spawn. Oh, that's right, I want to head down here. I really don't know how you're supposed to actually fight these enemies. Like, is there a way you can actually tackle, like, doing damage to them while avoiding their attacks, such that it's actually more effective than running through? Because that hasn't been the case for me thus far. I've always had the most success just by running past everything, ignoring it as much as possible. Perhaps that is an effect of me playing on hard, but especially in areas like this where the threat is not just from the enemies doing damage, but from them batting you around, I just don't really see how you could deal with that effectively while trying to fight them. Maybe if you're more skilled than I am, it's possible. Speaking of being... Yeah, I'm just gonna have to use my death here, I think. Or maybe not. Yeah, I just let that fuck. I figured that would be more useful. Let's head up here and hopefully unlock something. There's a treasure hoard off to the right, but that's presumably otherwise a dead end and not very useful. Okay, so yep, the main thing here, ooh, shield drain, was a perk it seems, and there is a shortcut which I think I unlocked. Yeah, okay, so even if I die, I have made some amount of progress. And I am probably gonna die because of all these jerks. I'm good at predicting my own death. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna leave exploring that area further until later. Although, given the fact that I got a perk, maybe that was the only thing there, that perk. And that one dead-end shadowy void room is just there for reasons that I don't quite understand. The Esoteric Order of Level Design, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, let's see what Shield Drain does. Regain 2% of your damage as shield every time I hit an enemy, but it reduces my maximum shield. Might be worth equipping, but I like my current setup so far. Even if it does make me a little bit fragile with that reduced shield regeneration. So yeah, I think I've finished off that area at least for now, so where to next? I guess I just have to head further up now, don't I? Yeah, I still have no idea where that mini-boss could be. I guess it has to be in this upper section somewhere, I just don't know where that is. Maybe off here to the right. It looks like there's a whole mess off here that doesn't have too much of a relation to these cannon things. So I guess I'll head across this way, try and take out this one, hopefully that doesn't kill me, and then head further to the right along here and hopefully find the mini-boss sooner rather than later. I really want to get that gravity boots upgrade. Oh yeah, wasn't this the place that I cheesed my way up to? I sequence broke before I had the grapple ability, and thus I had no ability to actually deal with the enemy spawns. I'm guessing I'm gonna have to kill them all to actually have this cannon stick. Yeah, it's not firing yet. Okay, well, let's see how well I do. Shadows closing in on all sides, boxing me in. Gotta take them out post-haste. The fact that I have the shield piercer should help, since one of the bigger pains of these enemies is the fact that they have a rather large shield. Maybe I should focus on them since that laser attack is so bad. Oh wow, they have so much HP though. So even with being able to ignore their shields, they take a while to go down. Yeah, I gotta get away when they start glowing red. I can't really take that attack head on too well. Honestly though, the enemies don't seem to be doing too much damage, I guess because they're the basic variant, they're not deer or ticks or anything. That's what truly makes them dangerous. I think there might be a cultist about because of that green circle thing, although that might be just a similar looking attack from something else. I'm honestly not sure, it's hard to tell at times, especially with all this bullshit going on. Alright, I am clearing out the enemies somewhat efficiently though. Oh right, I haven't been using my stinger at all. That's probably been hindering me since it does seem like it's a fairly strong attack. Granted, due to the openness of this area, I haven't exactly had a chance to use it. Can't exactly roll around all that much when it's mostly open air. Oh yeah, that stinger is very strong though. I'm not paying attention to the damage numbers because of all the shit that's going on, but it seemed like it did like probably double the damage. Looks like there's only a few enemies left at this point, so I can probably test that out soon enough. I just gotta get a clear shot of the numbers. I do wish they made the damage numbers a bit more noticeable. The fact that they're just plain white text makes it hard to see what they are saying. Did a damage number not even pop up there? I was looking at the aberration I did the stinger on and there didn't seem to be one. Yeah, I can see the damage numbers for my normal attacks. That's the same as always. Yeah, I can't really... I think the stinger animation was actually covering the damage number. I think though that I saw like a 150 there, so maybe it doesn't do any more damage. Okay, that actually wasn't as bad of a gauntlet as I was anticipating. I'm sure the ones ahead will be bad enough though. Alright, so time to head off to the right, since not only is there hopefully a mini-boss there, but it's also where I need to go for the next cannon. I think I can just glide over to the next area. Damn, this ability is so gosh darn useful. Why is Ash skipping like that? Like, I'm not the only one seeing that, am I? That awkward looking skip in the glide. That's weird. But yeah, I imagine this area must be so much more of a pain in the ass to navigate, especially when you're at this part, when there's all this openness, if you don't have the glide ability. And that makes it seem like the stuff you get for destroying the shards, which as far as I can tell from what I've seen is just some extra experience and a special unique ability, it makes that seem much less valuable than the corrupted abilities. I guess that's kind of the point thematically, but in terms of, you know, gameplay satisfaction, it seems like resisting is far and away an objectively worse choice. Alright, I'm gonna head off to the right, since if the mini-boss is anywhere, that's where it would be. Gonna ignore the enemies for the most part, since as soon as I start fighting it, if it is up here, they should just disappear. So I would just be wasting time and potentially resources, although taking down enemies would give me a chance for health flasks. And I could certainly use those. Decisions. Of course, whether or not I pick up any health shards, I keep referring to them by different names, I realize. Whether or not I get them is down to pure luck, so farming them isn't exactly a reliable strategy. I do seem to have picked up one though, because I'm pretty sure I was empty before. I'll hold off on using it, I think I can make slightly better use. Yeah, I'm gonna fight some of these guys. As long as the gong is not sounding, things aren't so chaotic that I can't take down a few basic enemies like this. And I think the chance for health shards is worth risking it somewhat. Oh, that's the main downside to that attack. They can't actually re-aim it. It looks like it strafes a little bit, but not to a degree that it's still really easy to avoid. Okay, that's good to know. Get rid of some of these asshole shade enemies. Could there be a shortcut nearby? No, it doesn't look like it, because, yeah, those are actually shown on the map by those connecting dots, which is a good design decision. It lets you know where you need to go if you want to go for one of them. I guess I just gotta glide across here. Yep. / use the grapple. This is probably where a boss is gonna be. Hey, what do you know? Please don't be as bad as that last sniper. Oh, it's a smaller version. It's probably gonna be a horde of smaller versions. Oh, it's smaller, but it's a lot stronger. And hey, because it's so small and because of its boosted movement speed, it's actually a lot more difficult to attack. That's actually pretty cool, because thus far the mini-boss variants of regular enemies have all been larger, but he is one that takes the opposite tact. It's smaller, but no less deadly for it. Just gonna heal now so I don't die as soon as it breaks my shield. Speaking of shield, I'm really glad I have Shield Piercer here. Having to break down its shield and then keep on it would be so frustrating. So I'm really glad I don't actually have to do that. I wonder how the fight will get more difficult as I take down its HP. Is it gonna start summoning more of itself? So far it seems like if there are mini-bosses, they don't summon more of themselves, they're just fixed entities. I guess that's because they were supposed to be people or like important things in their previous lives before becoming corrupted. So if they do summon something, it's just gonna be generic enemies. And I can probably deal with that. Unless there are the generic... Oh, it's growing bigger, I just realized. That's actually pretty cool, and it's still keeping its ridiculous speed. Not sure what the best place to be is. Maybe just stay here and then juke over in a different direction once it fires its laser. Yeah, I think that's gonna be the best tactic I can have here. Okay, unless it starts firing lasers in 2 directions. I'm glad I got far enough to figure that out. That's gonna be difficult to deal with. Really wish I had more health resources here. If I did, I think I could handle this. Since I don't, I'm gonna have to give this at least one more attempt. But if this is the limit, oh, it's gonna start firing them in quad directions, isn't it? And massive range, yep, okay. But honestly, this isn't as bad as the sniper mini-boss. In fact, as far as boss design goes, it's pretty good. And I think I might actually like its boss design more so than any of the proper bosses thus far. Like just how it progresses in difficulty. It starts out small, then grows slowly bigger. Slow enough that you don't notice it at first, but you will eventually. You have no choice to when it starts being double or triple your size. And as it gets bigger, it gets more dangerous because even though it seems to... I'm not sure whether it slows down, speeds up, or keeps its overall speed. But it did seem to be more lethargic near the end there. But regardless, it still ends up getting more dangerous because of how much coverage its attacks ends up having. And just that sort of progression is really cool. Oh, I do wish I had an easier path back there though. Let me think. Oh, I did have I'm a dummy. I forgot to unlock this shortcut. That would have cut the travel time in half. Oh well, I can't complain to the game about that. That's purely on me. Whoa! Talk about speedrun techniques there. I used the momentum from my grapple. I had that segued into the glide, and that made my glide so much faster. I'm sure people have started speedrunning this game by now. Hell, usually that happens like within a few days after the game is released because speedrunners are friggin' crazy. I guess if your whole thing is speedrunning, you would probably start doing that immediately, so it's not too ridiculous. But yeah, I wonder if that's a technique they use at all, or if they've discovered some glitches that would render that, like, pointless. I usually don't bother to check out speedruns that aren't SGDQ just because I don't have too much of an interest in that scene. But I might do so for this game. Like, one of the things that this game just gets purely right is the movement tech. All the movement feels good to use, it's useful, and it's very varied. And since that's the kind of thing that would be gone into in depth in a speedrun, assuming they can't just like glitch their way through walls and stuff. That actually makes me want to check one of those out. Alright, I should just be able to ignore most of this garbage. I just need to make it to the mini-boss and I'll be fine. And I'm worried about wasting health resources, because that was what screwed me there. If I had full shards and full health when making that first attempt, I might have actually been able to have done it. As it was, I only had the one shot, and that kind of screwed my chances over. Let's see, I'm about halfway there. Okay, not too far away. If I can get there before the gong sounds, that'd be great. Another great thing about the movement, the fact that you're given so many options once you have all these movement upgrades of what exactly it is that you want to end up using. Oh, I might have screwed up. Come on, please let there be a platform down here. Please don't let me descend down into the shadows. That would just break my heart so much. Okay, good. Oh no, okay. Yeah, they take a bit to despawn. I was worried there for a second. But yeah, like, when making my way forward, I can use any combination of the glide, the basic double jump if that's all you have, the grapple move, and the gravity boots to actually make it to places, as well as the air dash. And it just gives you so many ways of proceeding through the environment. That actually ends up helping the fact that you have to backtrack through the same areas so much. It can actually end up being fun to do so because you find new, more efficient paths through. And the fact that the game gets so dangerous once you, if you spend more time... Oh, I wasted my revive, shit. encourages you to find more efficient paths through as well, so that works out really well. Yeah, I really shouldn't have wasted my revival this early on into the fight. I still clearly have a lot to learn about how it proceeds. Yeah, unlike the regular variant, this one still moves about a bunch once it starts firing its laser. And that means even if it can't redirect the laser itself, it can still end up hitting me if I try to roll behind it. There's really no easy way of avoiding this one's attack, which is what makes it threatening as a mini-boss, so that's good. It's also not too tanky, although I suppose that's probably not the case, which is to say it is ridiculously tanky if you don't have shield piercer. I imagine that being a huge pain to deal with. Which is kind of a sore spot in the design since, well, you probably picked up shield piercer by now. There's no guarantee of that fact. And I could see myself loathing this mini-boss if I didn't have shield piercer right now. Alright, it's almost dead, but so am I. I'm gonna try and get a little bit far away just to give myself a chance to regenerate my shields. Alright, that was a good move. Maybe try that again. Kinda worked out. Yeah, the visual laser goes out far, but the actual hitbox is a bit shorter, it seems. So it's not as difficult to avoid as it initially seems, and that's good. Oh wow, now it's got a 6-shot. Is it gonna get up to an octuplet shot? Because that'd be pretty rad. Come on, die, 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 die. Ah. See, if I had saved my revival until that point, I would have had it. That was my bad. Okay, I think I can do it this time. You know, I really shouldn't be taking on one of these challenges. It's just gonna waste resources, but yeah, I haven't done one in this area thus far, I think. Maybe I have, and I've just forgotten. But I'm just curious what I end up fighting. If I die, I die. That's fine. And who knows, maybe I'll be able to pick up the rank 3 shield piercer perk, which would certainly help me. Oh yep, of course it's a bunch of the jellyfish boys, and this is not an opportune place for me to fight at all. Yeah, this was a mistake, I can tell you that right now. Just like, avoiding all this bullshit while platforming around the environment. Maybe you could do it if Esh was more visible, but with the enemies all crowded about like this, and doing so many flashy attacks, it's hard to even tell where you are most of the time. Yeah, look at that, I've lost all my health shards already. My revival killing all the enemies should help a bunch. In fact, it might be possible to cheese that now that I think. Especially assuming I still have a chance to get health shards from these kills. Maybe not since I didn't get one, but it is a low chance. Or did I equip that charm? I might have de-equipped it, yeah. That would actually be some pretty good synergy, wouldn't it? Just sacrifice yourself and then have a chance to get all your health back with extra health drops. That would actually be really good against tougher horde fights. Might be worth testing out, in fact. Wow, yeah. That strat actually worked out really well, even without the extra health drops. Alright, well I got a rank 3 perk, but it wasn't the one I was interested in. Yeah, with my resources as they are, I really shouldn't be attempting this mini-boss. With my revival gone and no health flasks, but you know what, I'm a glutton for punishment. Let's see how this goes. Yeah, coming here without any real resources, definitely not the best idea. However, that corner does seem to be a pretty good spot to fight it. It doesn't actually go too far away if you stay around there, and it's a pretty stable place for me to reliably hit it. It does make the lasers, especially when they start quadrupling. It makes them a bit more difficult to avoid, but if I actually have my revival and health flasks, that shouldn't be too big of a deal. I don't want to waste my revival just yet. I want to get him to move over here where it's a bit easier to hit him. It seems like the lasers actually have trouble hitting me if I'm right on his body. They still kind of can, but not nearly as efficiently as they normally do. Okay, now just move up so I can actually strike you. Shit, I might have screwed myself over. Oh crap. No, 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 no. Come on, let me do damage, let me do damage. Whew. And I even get some health shards to restore my status and a rebirth rank 3. That is fantastic.